This is Finn the human. So we finally see what was going on there. They travel to whatever the portal of different dimensions, and the Lich wishes for everything to be destroyed, including himself. Right? Doesn't he sort of disappear too?
Well, he wishes for all
existence to be destroyed or something.
to everyone to be destroyed. Yeah, but since he's in that room. That doesn't count. Remember,
But he disappears, right?
Yeah, because he went back to his reality.
Oh, okay. So, but Finn and Jake are kept safe because they're in this room that apparently protects them. So they're trying to think of what wish they can come up with to stop this all from happening. So they wish for the Lich to not exist, and that leads to the reality we saw at the end of the last one, which is pretty much the world, I guess, if the apocalypse didn't happen. And the Lich did something that had the apocalypse happen, and...
They already explained it. Do you not remember?
Of what the Lich did?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Go on, finish.
Okay, no, I'm sorry, I really do forget. There's a lot to keep up with. It's like the Inception of kid shows.
Except the Inception was one movie. This is an entire, like...
So it's even worse.
Oh, it's better.
So anyway, so it's a world where the apocalypse doesn't really happen, at least not in the way it did in the other world, and magic has not bloomed, and instead it's still kind of science and technology-ish. Like I said, Finn has a robotic arm and everything, and he has to sell his burrow, and Jake, the dog, which is just a normal dog now, goes with him, and they come across... Who were those guys supposed to be? The bullies or whatever?
No one in particular.
Just these bullies that I guess are there just to make things tough. But Choose Bruce is there.
Wait, what?
They reminded me of Swissgar.
From Metal...
Yeah, their weird accent they had.
Oh, but I don't think it was intentionally them.
No, I don't think so.
Regardless.
She's crazy.
Choose Bruce!
Yes, Choose Bruce is there. And says, go up there and defeat those evil people. While also coming across a dead Ice King, or dead Simon, I guess, he never got a chance to be Ice King, and a not-so-good-looking Marceline, obviously not keeping up with her appearance or anything.
Well, she's old! She got old as hell!
Because she's not a vampire.
Yeah.
Well, but she had the pointy ears and stuff.
She's demon.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
It's the vampire that makes her live, or stay
good.
young.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay, fair enough.
We'll live forever and stay young.
Yeah, so Finn takes the crown, thinking he can sell it instead of having to sell the burrow, and the bullies come and take it. He goes to try and take it back, but they burn the town while he's doing that, so they tries to go home, but they're burning the house with his parents still inside. And
how did I even get here?
How did I even get here, bro? Or son? That was it. How did I even get here, son? Which, that was the funniest line.
And I love it because they're all standing in the window, and it looks just like a little picture.
Yeah, they're even holding the kid, and it's like, they're just like, oh! And then Finn puts the crown on, and Marceline says, make a wish, and so... he does, and it ends there. Honestly, I thought this would be better. I love parallel dimension stuff. I love seeing what different characters look like and where they're at and what, like the Fiona and Cake. I love that one. I wanted to see what everybody looked like. I found this world very boring, and I sort of found like, okay, just sort of general bullies, and the backstory was interesting, though again, clearly I didn't follow all of it, because I forgot what happens with the Lich. You know, it's neat to see a different sort of point of view, and yeah, a world where it's like, I do like that lesson where you think, well yeah, this will obviously fix everything if this one person never existed, but you think about what an impact, even if it is a bad one, that can still have. I mean, it can still have a good impact. It can still change things, whether it be for better or worse. You know, sort of the causality stuff. You know, I like those ideas. I like the stuff where even the tiniest thing can have a huge impact. But yeah, I couldn't get into the world. I couldn't get into most of the characters in it. Yeah, with the exception of Simon yelling at Marceline, which is pretty funny. Or whatever, if she's even really hearing it. And then the Choose Bruce And then the bully is saying, "How did I even get here, son?" Like, I didn't laugh that much. I wasn't, with the exception of the flashback, I wasn't that drawn in. And yeah, now I'm just curious what the next one is. You know, like, okay, well, we had that. I hope the next one's very different from this. So, how about you?
I feel like part of it being boring in a sense might have been a little bit on purpose, because this
To show it's
would
not
be,
like the Candy Kingdom, yeah.
this is exactly what it's like without the Lich. I mean, this is what normal life is. They would be normal in a sense, and here you go. This is what happens. You know, again, it's that idea of good and bad. They coexist. Everything kind of has a purpose, whether it's good or not. I mean, you know, it's this weird, if A then B plus.
So what's the purpose of that?
Oh, the purpose is for you to be a dick.
Okay, but even with that said, isn't there? I mean, we've all seen stuff where people or scenarios are supposed to be boring, but they're still funny in how boring they are. You know, couldn't they have done something with that? Or I mean, these are really good writers. I mean, these are good people that know all sorts of different kinds of comedy and delivery and stuff, and it's just. If that was really the intention, I think you're kind of right. They don't want it to look as magical or as cool as the Candy Kingdom. But couldn't they kind of make it a little funnier, maybe?
I don't think that's it. I think the problem is with us. I think part of the problem is, oh yeah, it's all you.
You know what you are? You are us. Never mind.
I am.
Right.
No, part of the problem is with us. You're so used to Finn. You want Finn. You want your Finn. Who is this Finn? I mean, it's interesting because we want to know what this Finn is all about, but really, I want my Finn. And
I mean, I
think
don't
that's
know.
Part of it.
The Finn seemed
too.
the same. Everything else is what seemed different. I mean, Finn seemed fine. You know.
I don't know. For me, it was like I want my Finn. Like this Finn is okay, and I'm interested. How the hell did he get that arm? How is this happening? But really, I want my Finn. I want my world back that we had so much time to grow to love and get used to. I don't know. You make sense of it.
Oh, I didn't even like this episode. No, I mean...
Here I thought you were
I'm glad I'm not alone.
You guys are so wrong.
Yeah, I sort of thought like you were building up to it too. It's just like, oh, okay, good. I'm not alone.
If this episode happened in the middle of a season, I think I would have liked it. The fact that it's the season premiere was kind of a kick in the pants.
Yeah, it kind of didn't even kick... It didn't even spark to me, like, yeah, this is like what people have been waiting for, like, whatever, a year or something to see, and it's kind of like, you know, eh.
After the ending of the last episode, after just everything that happened in that last episode, where I was just so like, oh my god, in a sense, how much further can they go? Where can they go with this? They go here.
Yeah, it's like, it's a good setup. It's a very good setup, but...
It's a great setup, but then they go here, and... intentional or not, to me, a fail is a fail.
Yeah.
And it's... You can take average, everyday life, everyday world, every post-apocalyptic or whatever, and still make it interesting. Look at Mad Max, or Mad Max Beyond Road Warrior.
Beyond Thunderdome, I think it's
No, I don't want to do Thunderdome. Can't we get over... Or can't we get beyond
Thunderdome?
Sorry, I failed that one. But no, like Road Warrior and Mad Max, that's the future. But and it's post-apocalyptic and all that stuff. But it's barren, but it's still interesting. Just the way they do in normal quote unquote adventure time. You have stop signs and destroyed cars and all that stuff, just kind of like all over the place. Like, oh yeah, this stuff was here. Did this place have a cleaning crew?
Yeah, I mean, it's. I was trying to. I couldn't get a feel for the world or what it was like. And even you said Road Warrior. I mean, it's like I'm like, are they kind of doing this with a little bit of a medieval touch? Kinda. It was hard for me to get sort of a grasp on it.
On that, I really did. Yeah, it did feel a little bit medievally type. You know, peasants and the.
You know the.
Yeah, it was weird.
The land of Oh, God.
Junktown.
No, now I'm really gonna be bad. I forget if it's ooh or oh.
Ooh.
Ooh, okay.
But this isn't ooh anymore.
Yeah, I mean, but the land of ooh, I mean, like, it sounds so funny to say, the land of ooh. But it definitely had this identity, not that it was just, really happy, goofy, candy kingdoms and stuff like that, but that there were different parts, and that it was built on top of this apocalypse.
Yeah.
You can't really, it's like, even if you don't want to show what was led to the apocalypse, whatever, but where everything sort of evolved from and how we got there and stuff, I mean, it's just sort of, if it is there, it's just not interesting.
Yeah.
And,
It just looked like, since there was no actual apocalypse and all of that stuff, but where's the cars? Where's the debris? The stuff doesn't instantaneously just disappear.
Yeah.
You have to have it somewhere, and I saw no signs of the past, I guess you could say. And that was kind of like, well, I mean,
I mean, I'm thinking, like, maybe they got, like, whatever, some of the shades look kind of 80s, so it's like, oh, they sort of scrounged whatever they found, but, like, again, bring up Road Warrior again, you could see all the stuff that they scrounged together and they put together.
Yeah.
And it sort of became this new identity that the world created. And I was saying to myself, maybe this will be like, whatever, the Christmas episode where it's like the first episode, it's like, okay, I hope it's building to something, and then it's like, holy smokes, what a payoff, that was unbelievable. But it's, I don't know, it's sounding like it isn't, but I'll wait for, because it isn't to be continued, I'll wait to see, but, yeah, I don't know. It had to be quite a good punchline. I don't think anything can match the punchline that they had the the payoff, I'm sorry, the payoff that they had in the Christmas episode.
Another thing that bothered me one thing that I did like about it was the whole Simon part. Like, you got to see what happened to Simon and to Marceline if, Simon didn't turn into the Ice King.
Yeah.
So Marceline does not become a vampire, and she ages normally, in a sense, or normally for a half
For
demon.
a half demon, yeah.
And she loses her
she
shit.
looks awful.
Which I love that.
Yeah, she sort of turns into the new Ice King in a sense. She sort of takes on his shape and stuff,
Which is, I never thought about the shape, but you kind of nailed that.
Even with the coat she's wearing, which
very Ice King. I never thought of that.
Well, and the other thing I'll even say, actually, I do kind of like, which I was hoping they do more of, like, choose Bruce. It's like, well, if this world didn't exist, choose Goose wouldn't be born or magic or anything, but I like sort of this idea that there's still some patterns that would still somehow get going, and sort of get set into motion. They would just, resulting in certain people still kind of existing, just not exactly, somehow actions would still lead to a person very similar to Choose Goose, coming into existence, I sort of, or even Finn or whatever, so I kind of like that idea, but I felt they didn't touch upon enough.
That was one thing that I didn't like, and it's minor, and it's a kid's show, and people can rag on me all they want to. Finn's arm. I love the concept of him having the arm and everything. One, I want to know how it works. It's pretty interesting, and it's a pretty neat concept. The cool thing about Ooh is that anything can happen, and you can kind of make up any kind of excuse of why it happened.
Right.
This is supposed to seem to be more down to, no pun intended, down to earth, and it's supposed to be more reality-based because there is no magic. So I'm still looking at that mechanical arm, and I'm like, how would that even remotely work? How would it be able to, close and open? And then he just goes like this and takes it off and plugs in a knife, and it's like, but there has to be some connection to make it open and close, and why would Choose Bruce be making this knife to begin with?
Well, I actually have, if I'm right, I could be wrong, I have seen some arms that actually, I don't know how they do it, something with nerves where they actually can open.
But that's the full thing. That's where it attaches to the arm or to the number or whatever.
Okay, so you see
it. Oh yeah, it goes like that. But that's like taking off the hand, I guess. Well, then again, I guess maybe if you take off the hand and there's the same attachment.
But even taking that out of it, the arm had virtually no purpose. And I was really like, what happened with that arm? How did he lose the arm? How did this? And it's pretty pointless. He puts a little sword on. He says, "Oh, that feels natural." And even then,
kind of like
do anything with it.
Kind of like peeing outside.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Kind of. No, I'm pretty much done.
The right arm, there is more with it later on.
Okay, all right.
But at the same time, I completely agree with you at this point in time. It's like there is nothing behind it. It's just, oh, look, this is what's going on.
Later on, can we go back to Ooh?
What?
I want to go back to Ooh.
You're asking like he's the show creator. Like, can you write that, please?
No, we are stuck here for about the next 12 episodes.
You better be lying.
Wow!
Please fix it. Please, please.
Ooh.
God.